Hello mga kamat learner, kumusta? Para sa session natin ngayong araw ay magde-discuss tayo at sasagutin natin ang tanong, paano ba masolve ang isang triangle na hindi right, na kung saan wala kang ibang triangle na pwedeng pagbasehan nito, such as similar triangles or congruent triangles, at saka hindi natin ma-apply dito ang mga natutunan natin sa right triangle. Ano kaya ang mga dapat isaalang-alang natin na mga technique or mga lessons sa mathematics para masolve ang isang triangle na hindi na-applyan ng mga natutunan natin sa SOHCAHTOA, CHOSHCAHTOA, at even yung right triangle similarity. So, para malaman mo ang technique na ituturo ko, tapusin mo ang video na ito. At before tayo magsimula, kindly smash that subscribe button at yung notification bell para ikaw ay updated sa aming mga videos. Hello mga ka-ML, isang magandang araw sa inyo. Ako pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na mga teacher, si Sir Ash. And for today's lesson ay magsosolve tayo ng oblique triangles. Ang tanong, ano ba ang oblique triangles? At ano ba ang mga technique para isolve ito? Now, this is still a part of the trigonometry topics natin na kung saan last time we have discussed how to apply trigonometry in right triangles. Now, ito naman discussion natin ngayon ay isang additional topic sa trigonometry na kung saan ang gagawin natin is how to solve them using trigonometry pero hindi na right. Okay, so simulan na natin. Now for this section, una natin sasagutin ano ba ang oblique triangles. Now, ang isang oblique triangles is very simple. Ito yung mga triangles na hindi right. Or ibig sabihin, isang triangle na walang right angle. So, question, ano ba sa classification ng mga triangles, according to angles, ano ba ang iba't ibang triangles na hindi right? So, if you could still remember your geometry lesson, meron tayong 4 na classification ng triangle according to angles. Unang-una is yung right triangle. Yung pangalawa ay yung acute triangle. Pangatlo is obtuse triangle. At ang pang-apat is yung equiangular triangle. Now, since among these 4, isa lang ang right dito. Tama? So, yung tatlo, yung acute, yung obtuse, yung equiangular, those are what we call oblique triangles. Okay, so, paano natin isosolve yun? Gamit ang geometry. Yun ang magiging topic natin ngayon. Alright, now, specific for this topic, this will become a 2-part session. So this I will be discussing right now the first part. Ito yung tinatawag natin na sine law or the law of sines. Okay? Kasi ito yung isa sa mga pinakamadaling paraan para isolve ang isang oblique triangle gamit ang trigonometry. Okay, so meron tayo dito sa aming figure na isang oblique triangle, namely A, B, and C, triangle A, B, and C, and their opposite sides, the small letters side A, side B, and side C as shown in this figure. Alright, so as we can see, hindi ito isang right triangle. So isa itong oblique triangle. So kung gusto mong tanongin whether this is an acute triangle or an equiangular triangle, well, it's not yet in this part kasi later on magsosolve tayo at doon natin malalaman kung ito ba ay isang anong klaseng oblique triangle ito. Alright, now, let's continue. So, in solving oblique triangles, we must first have a given. Okay? Siyempre, yung given, at least meron siyang isang side. Tapos, merong dalawang other parts of the triangle. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, kailangan meron kang isang side, tapos may dalawa pang other parts. Itong dalawang other parts na to, depende na ito whether these are both sides, so tatlong side na lahat, or whether these are both angles, so magiging SAA yun or ASA, or would this be about dalawang isang side na given tapos isang side at isang angle, so magiging SSA or SAS, depende yun. So the following scenarios of this condition or this scenario o mga scenario nito, cases nito are as follows. So we can have a given that has 2 angles and a side, which is AAS or ASA. We can have 2 sides and an angle opposite to one of them. So that is SSA or the angle side-side or ASS. And syempre naman, pwede din tatlong sides ang given, and meron din pwede din dalawang side at saka yung included angle ang given. Pero for this topic, for this session, we will be focusing on the two cases, yung AAS at saka or ASA at saka yung SSA or ASS. So yung SSS at SAS, I will be discussing that on the next video natin kasi another technique ang pagsusolve kapag ganyang case naman ang ating gagawin. Alright, now, let's continue. Now, so for the first case, for the first two cases, yung sabi ko nga, ito yung focus natin for this video, yung for the first two cases, yung AAS or ASA or yung, at saka yung SSA at saka angle side-side, ito yung paraan na kung saan i-apply natin ang law of sines or mas kilala bilang sine law. Now, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng law of sines? Now, kung sa previous topic natin, ang sine, ang technique ng trigonometric function na sine is yung saw or yung opposite over hypotenuse. Since oblique na tayo dito ngayon, wala na tayong hypotenuse. So, what we will do here is ganito. We will make pairs of angles and sides, angles and sides, angles and sides, or side over angle, side over angle, side over angle, with the application of sine. So, ang technique dito is that we will be applying what we have learned from the topic proportion. Okay? So, ratio and proportion, ito siya. So, ito yung mga scenarios niya. Okay? So, if A, B, and C is a triangle with sides A, B, and C, then we can say that ito na yung law of sine. So, since this is already a law, sabi pa nga nila, dura extend legs, harsh may be the law, but the law is the law no matter what. So, we have to follow it. So, this in mathematics, we just need to follow it in order to solve that kind of problem. Okay. Okay, so, dito sa law of sine, sinasabi ang side A. So, ito yung A. Okay, tingnan niyo yung angle natin. Okay, yung arrow natin. So, sabi dito, A over sine angle A equals B over sine angle B is equal to C over sine angle C. Now, if you want to ask, sir, pwede ba natin yung baliktarin? Yeah, pwede mong baliktarin ito. Pero hindi pwede isa lang yung fraction na binaliktad mo, isa lang yung ratio na binaliktad mo. So, if you wanted na yung ang sine A nasa taas, nasa numerator side, dapat itong buo na ito, itong sine A, sine B, at sine C, nandoon din sa numerator side, if that's what we want to be doing. Okay. So, these are the two scenarios of our oblique triangle. Sabi ko nga kanina, this figure is an acute. Bakit? Because, kung ito yung right triangle natin, ayan, right triangle yan. Ito, another right triangle ito. Okay? So, magiging acute yan siya kapag ang ating ang tawag itong h is height, okay, or altitude natin. Kapag itong height ay nasa loob ng triangle, then we can say that that is an acute triangle. Pero kapag ang height natin ay nakukuha natin mula sa labas ng isang right triangle, therefore, we can say that that triangle is an obtuse triangle. So, as you can see, this part, ito dito, angle A, is our obtuse angle. So, that is an obtuse triangle. So, ngayon, paano ba natin sila isa-solve? Alright, now let's continue. So, ito nga sabi ko kanina, na kung gusto mong ilagay sa taas ang sine angles natin, yan pwede mong ilagay sila sa taas. Ito din sila. As long as yung nasa baba, puro sides din. Hindi pwedeng angle over side, tapos dito sa kabila, hindi na angle over side. Binaliktad mo. So, bawal yun. So, dapat, kung angle side ka nagsimula, angle over side, dapat sa next ratios mo, angle over side ka din para meron siyang parallelism or yung pag-follow mo sa pattern niya. Okay, so let's continue. Now, let's discuss about example number 1. Siyempre, laban agad. Paano ba masosolve ito? Okay, as you can see here, given in figure 6.3, the side B is 27.4 feet and then the angle B is 28.7 degrees, while also another angle is given 102.3 degrees. So, ang given dito is dalawang angle at saka isang side. So, that is an example of AAS or SAA. Diba? Okay, napakadali lang. Now, ang tanong ngayon, paano mo masosolve ang nawawalang side A at nawawalang side C at yung angle A? Okay, now, pinakamadali dito is malaman kung ano yung next angle. Bakit? Tingin sa arrow. Now, kung meron kang isang given na angle at saka isa pang given na angle, napakadali lang makukuha ng third angle. It's because we all know that in a triangle, the total measures of the angle is 180 degrees. So, kung meron kang 102.3 degrees at saka 28.7 degrees, therefore, you just add them and then that sum, isasubtract mo from our 180 and you will have an answer of 49 degrees. So, therefore, our angle A is 49 degrees. So, kompleto na to. Tama? Kompleto na ang ating mga angle. So, napakadali lang. Now, ang question ngayon is, Sir Ash, paano ba namin nasusolve ang side A at saka side C? So, kanina, pinakita ko sa inyo ang law of sine or yung sine law natin. Yung tatlong fractions. So, ang gagawin mo lang is very simple. Isa-substitute mo lang ang mga given doon sa ating law of sines. So, simple as that. Ito yun. By the law of sines, you have A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Also, we can have C over sine C. Okay. Now, using B, yung side B natin, 27.4, produces ito. Okay. Now, Sir Ash, paano ito nangyari? Now, alam natin sa given na okay. Alam natin sa given kanina na ang B natin ay 27.4 feet. Okay? Tapos, ang side B natin, given din yun. Balikan na natin. Okay. Ang side B natin is 28.7 degrees. Tama? Tapos, binigay din ang angle C as 102.3 degrees. So, paano ba ito masosolve mga ML? So, very simple lang. Okay? By using that one, we have now, so, syempre, BB at saka C. So, based on the given, ang kulang na lang dito is yung maliit na C natin. Tama? So, we can have the following sine C. Okay? So, we can solve the B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. Sa kabilang banda, we can also solve B over sine B is equal to A over sine A. Now, very simple lang ito mga ka-ML. Bakit? Kasi ang gagawin mo lang is to substitute. Now, kanina by our technique in getting the third angle, we already know that A is 49 degrees. Tama? So, dito pinakita by using B, 27.4 produces A is equal to B over sine B times sine A. Now, Sir Ash, paano yun nangyari? Okay, so paano yun na-convert? So, dito tayo focus. Now, you can just apply the law of, what we have known as the proportion, yung cross multiplication, yung property. So, if we cross multiply this one, remember, our A here is also unknown. Tama? Unknown ang A natin dito. So, hindi natin alam ito. So, by definition, that would be 27.4 over sine 28.7 equals A natin, pwede natin lagay A lang muna dyan. Then sine may A na pala tayo. Sine 49 degrees. So, kung titignan natin, syempre by cross multiplication plus yung application natin na ang tawag dito, yung alternation property, pwede hindi mo na ito i-cross multiply kasi nasa numerator side na ito. Ito na lang, cross multiply mo. So, giving that we have 27.4 over sine 28.7, then dito naman, okay, so dito naman is multiplied by sine 49. So, yan, ikakalculate mo lang yan. So, we have 27.4 times sine 49 over sine 28.7. And that answer will give you approximately 43.06. Okay, 43.06. So, ganun lang kadali mga ka-ML, hindi masyadong mahirap. Okay? So, ang technique lang dito is that you can apply the law of sine as long as there is a pair that is complete. So, ngayon, sa given natin, complete ang pair na ito. Ito yun. Okay? So, as long as meron isa dyan at isang ano, you can just apply the fundamental proportion, fundamental property of proportion. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali. So, now, syempre, nasolve natin ang A. So, how about letter C? Okay, so for letter C, syempre, gano'n lang din ang gagawin mo. Because multiply mo nito. Since this is given, and this is given, okay? Given ang ating mga value ng side B, yung angle B at saka sine C. So, syempre, same technique lang, i-cross multiply natin, pero hindi na natin isasabi kung saan yung may variable. Okay, para at least diretso ka na sa pag-input ng mga values mo doon sa calculator mo. And that will give you C is equal to B over sine angle B times sine C. So, itong sine C will be multiplied sa numerator, ha? Ganun lang kadali. And that will give you approximately 55.75 feet. Alright, so you have completed now your value. So, 55.75 feet. Okay, so gano'n lang kadali ang ating law of sine or sine law. So, hindi masyadong mahirap. Now, example number 2. Now, dito sa ating example number 2, we have, there is a possibility that there will be ambiguous cases. So, sir, ano ba itong ambiguous case? Now, I will be giving you the cases kung ano yung idea if ever ito siya will happen. Okay, so ito yun. In example number 1, you saw that two angles and one side determine a unique triangle. Tama? So ito yun. Kuha natin. However, if two sides and one opposite angle are given, two sides, so SSA. Kanina, ito dito, AAS tayo. Kung titingnan nyo, B and C is given tapos side is given. So diretso na to, law of sine lang. Ganyan natin take. Pero kapag ang given ay SSA, pwede mo pa rin ma-apply si sine law. Ang problema nga lang is, kailangan meron kang i-apply dito na analysis. Anong analysis yun? There is, if that kind of scenario or case will happen to you, so if two sides and one opposite angle are given, then there are three possible scenarios of that situation na pwede mangyari. So number 1, walang triangle na nag-exist. Walang sagot. Okay. Pangalawa, may isang triangle na nag-exist. And pangatlo is, dalawang possible answers ang mag-exist ng triangle. So Ash, parang nakakalito yata ito. Tama. So, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga different scenarios. Okay, ito ang drawing yan. Now, for the ambiguous cases, dalawang side at isang angle. Ito yung sketch niya. Okay? Let's say, okay, tingin tayo sa ating arrow. Now, as you can see here, pareho ito, side, side, angle. Side, side, angle. Side, side, angle. Side, itong side ito, dalawang ito nilagay dito. Side, angle, then side, side, angle, side, side, angle. Okay, now, as you can see, hindi nagbago ang ating angle. Tama? Hindi nagbago. So, hindi nagbago. The same yan. The same angle. However, kapag ang first scenario is that if A, itong A dito, kung gagawin natin ang kanyang height, okay, syempre may height na yan. Ang bawat triangle may mga height na either inside or outside. Okay. Kapag ang height niya ay mas malaki kaysa sa side na opposite nung binigay na angle, there is no scenario or there is no triangle that will work. Okay? So, sir, bakit pa na yun? Okay, tingnan nyo to. May angle tayo dito. Siyempre, itong angle na ito, hindi naka-base kung gaano ko kahaba. Ito, naka-base kung gaano siya nakabukaka, naka-open. Tama? So, ito, naka-open siya dito. So, hindi magbabago ang opening niya. Pero, ang idea is that, itong opening niya, yung opposite niya could either be papunta dito, straight pa dito, or papunta dito. Now, if the case is, kung mas maliit ang opposite side niya kaysa sa kanyang height, hindi na possible yun kasi magiging open triangle na yun. So, hindi na siya magiging closed figure. Instead, it will become a three-sided open figure at hindi na yung polygon. At even, hindi na din yung makukonsider as a triangle. Okay? So, yun. Isipin nyo yun na if ever yung A at B or dalawang side binigay, tapos yung opposite angle, yun, yung angle na isang side. Okay? Yung pair. I-compare mo yung side mo at saka yung isang side mo. Compare mo agad. Now, if the case is ganun nga, mas maliit yung isang side kaysa doon na ano niya, yung height niya, well, it will become, there are no possible triangles with that one. Okay, now, if this is the case, kapag ang A ay kapareho sa height, ito napakadali na senaryo. So, bakit napakadali na senaryo nito sa Ash? Kasi, kapag ang A ay kapareho ng height, therefore, you have a right triangle. And therefore, if that's a right triangle, you can apply the SOHCAHTOA or the side, the function of side. And if that's the case, you can have directly one kind of angle. Alright? So, ganun na kadali. Next, what if ang side, hindi na lumalabas yung arrow natin. Ayun. Okay. Now, what if yung isang side, yung opposite side, ay mas malaki kaysa sa B or equal sa B. So, therefore, that is, equal sila sa B, ibig sabihin, isosceles silang dalawa. Tama? Equal sila. So, existing yun siya ng triangle. Pero kapag itong opposite side ay mas malaki, therefore, that is, there is an existing triangle. Isang triangle lang. Okay, so okay lang yun. Kasi kung titingnan natin ito, dahil naka-extend ito at malaki ito, mahaba itong A na ito. So, therefore, it can close that kind of angle. Thus, giving you a triangle. Tama? Hindi katulad dito sa first scenario natin. It will become open. Okay. So, dito naman tayo sa pangalawang scenario. So, sa pangalawang scenario naman is that what if yung A natin ay mas malaki kaysa sa H? Okay? Pwede yun. Pero, mas maliit siya kaysa sa B. Okay. So, kung titingnan natin ito siya, mas maliit siya kaysa kay ito yung H, no? Ito yung H. So, kung ito siya, mas malaki, ito na A, mas malaki kay H, okay lang. Pero kung ito, mas maliit kaysa kay B, nandito siya sa gitna. Ayan. So, there will become two scenarios of that triangle. Saan doon ang two scenarios? As you can see, this triangle, itong triangle na kung saan, tingnan nyo, ang angle hindi nagbabago. Tama? So, ito na triangle, if this side is less than, or nasa kalagitnaan ng measurement na height at saka ng second side, therefore, this gives you an obtuse triangle where A is the given. Tama? So, that is one scenario. Ang pangalawa naman is yung dito, kapag mas malaki siya kaysa sa B, which is the same as the previous scenario. So, it will give you two distinct triangles. Okay? And here, what if obtuse triangle na binigay sa'yo? What if the angle is an obtuse? So, ito yun. Now, kung ang angle mo ay obtuse, may dalawang scenario dyan. The first one is, if A is bigger than B. So, ito yun siya. So, pinaka-ideal talaga sa loob side is that yung opposite side mo, at saka yung angle niya, yung pair na kompleto, is bigger, yung side niya is bigger than the other side given. Okay? Yun talaga pinaka-ideal na scenario para makasolve ka ng isang distinct triangle talaga. So at least hindi ka magkakaroon ng ambiguous cases. So somehow in some problems in the examination about oblique triangles where the law of sine is applied, hindi masyadong nagbibigay ng question about yung mga teacher usual, hindi masyadong nagbibigay ng mga ambiguous cases since the examination questions are all about multiple choice. So, syempre, multiple choice, choose the best answer talaga yan. And if ever, dalawang possible sagot na lalabas, yun, makakaroon ng debate ang mga students. And somehow, hindi magiging good yun para sa isang classroom or isang correct response or sa item analysis natin. So, hindi yun siya ideal. So, normally, kapag ganito mga problems, ang binibigay sa mga questions to students are yung opposite side at saka yung angle niya ay yung opposite side talaga ay mas malaki kaysa sa yung given yung other side na given. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali mga ka-ML. Okay? So, somehow, ito pinakita lang talaga. It's for the sake of the idea that it does exist. That when you are given a triangle in which SSA is the scenario, there is really ambiguous cases for that matter. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali. Next, we go now to our third example. I think this might be the last. Hopefully, this is the last because I don't want this video to be long. So, example number 3 is a single solution case, SSA. Okay. So, as you can see, ito yun. Merong side, tapos yung opposite. Pansinin nyo yung isang side na opposite dito sa isa. So, as you can see, ito ay mas malaki. Yung opposite side ay mas malaki kaysa sa other side na given. So, yan ang pinaka-ideal na scenario ng isang SSA gamit ang loob side. Alright, so ang question is, Sir Ash, paano ba natin ito isosolve? Alright, let's try. So, let's continue. So, para masolve ang problem na ito, we have solution by the law of signs. So, pwede tayong gumawa ng isang pair. Siyempre, hindi katulad kanina na nakuha natin agad yung isang angle. Kasi, dalawang angle na ang given doon. Tama? Madali na yun. However, dito sa scenario nito, hindi natin pwede munang makuha ang dalawang angles, dire-diretso, itong angle C at angle B, by just subtracting it 180. Kasi, we're not sure if sino ba dito ang mas malaki. Pero by the figure itself pa lang, we can already see that this side, or this angle, angle B, is the smallest angle among the three because it has a small side opposite. Okay, so, paano ba isosolve yan? So, let's just apply the sine law. Sine B over B is equal to sine A over A. So, the reciprocal form. But, if you want to use B over sine, it's still the same. Okay, now, by doing so, yung cross multiplication, then alternation property, we can substitute the given. So, yung B natin, yung side B natin is 12. Yung angle A natin is 42 degrees at yung side A natin is 22. So, it's very simple. Either way, you can multiply. In the calculator, you just multiply 12 times sine 42 divided by 22. Or, you can solve first the parenthesis sine 42 divided by 22. And the answer of that is multiplied to 12. Either way, the answer is still the same. And that will give you approximately 21.41 degrees. Now, dahil may isa ka na given na, or may nakuha ka ng isang angle, tapos meron ka pang isang given angle, so technically, napakadali ng kunin ang pangatlong angle. So, yun, i-apply na natin yung 180 minus the two angles. Alright, so we can now determine angle C by 180 degrees minus 42 degrees, which is the given kanina, and yung approximately 21.41 degrees, that is yung angle na nasolve natin ngayon. Yan lang. So, by doing so, we have a value 116.59 degrees. So, we have an obtuse triangle, okay, which is still a part of our oblique triangle. So, meron na tayong tatlong angles. We have 42, 21.41 degrees, and 116.59 degrees. And for the last part, paano ba natin makukuha ang angle, ang side C? Siyempre, we cannot just apply the law of sine. So, by doing so, law of sine, we have C over sine C is equal to A over sine A. Now, baka gusto ko tanungin, Sir Ash, pwede ba namin gamitin ang C over sine C equals B over sine B? Yes, pwede nyo gamitin yun. As long as you have a pair or you have a fraction that is complete. Na pwede mong ipares doon sa isang fraction mo na mayroong isang ano. So, since our A, angle A and side A is already complete, And si C na lang ang ating hinahanap, si side C. So we can use the law of sine again. So by doing so, we have C or side C is equal to A over sine A times sine C. Okay? So by doing so, we just substitute and we have A as 22 degrees and we have sine A as 22 and then angle A as 42 degrees and we also have C, na-solve natin ngayon lang or a while ago, 116.59 degrees. So by doing so in the calculator, 22 times sine 116.59 divided by sine 42, we have an answer of approximately 29.4 inches or 29.40 inches. And that is the time where you completed your triangle. Okay, your oblique triangle. So, kompleto na yung mga sides mo, kompleto na din yung mga angles mo. Now, ang tanong ngayon is, Sir Ash, is there other way for solving this one? Yeah, merong other way, but that is for another cases din naman. Okay? Which is the time na kung saan ituturo ko doon sa part ng ating lesson. But, to make the long story short, itong law of sine, ito yung pinakamadali. Kasi you will just need to use pairing, A over sine A, B over sine B, C over sine C. Then kung ano yung complete na pair, yun yung magiging basehan mo, yun yung magiging basis mo sa pagsusolve. Yun yung taga-ano mo doon. Siya yung lagi mong ipa-partner sa mga pairs na merong kulang. And then, you just apply cross multiplication and alternation property and simplify. You can already get your answer. Okay. And that's it mga ka-ML. Napakadali lang ng ating first discussion for this evening. Hopefully, meron kayong natutunan for today. That is the law of sine. And on the next video, I will be discussing the next part, the two other cases, the SSS and SAS. Now, bakit po hindi sinali sa law of sine? Now, simply because if the given is SSS, and if you apply it to the law of sine, there is no possibility that you will have a fraction that is complete. So, hindi mako-complete yung sine B over A mo, yung sine B over sine B mo, or sine B over B mo, at saka sine C over C. Hindi mako-complete kung puro sine ang given. Tama? At saka, kapag SAS naman ang given, dalawang sine at saka isang angle, ibig sabihin, yung mga opposite na mga sides na yun, hindi din mako-kompleto. So either way, kahit paano mo siya tingnan, hindi ka magkakaroon ng isang complete pair. So therefore, the law of sine will not be applied. That is one limitation of this technique. Pero somehow, I tell you guys, if ever you are given an oblique triangle, the first thing you must satisfy before you solve is by the law of sine. If ever hindi siya ma-apply sa law of sine, saka papapasok yung panibagong technique, which is yung ituturo ko next time. So hopefully, I think I will discuss it next week or baka tomorrow. Basta, tune in lang kayo mga ka-ML. And sana nakatulong ang ating discussion for today sa mga students natin. And basta, always remember that in solving trigonometry, lalong-lalo na sa oblique triangles, you just need to use the law of sine first and consider the pairing and apply what you have learned in the ratio and proportions topic. Okay, alright, so hopefully marami akong naibigay sa inyo na useful tips sa pag-solve ng ating problems regarding law of sines and oblique triangles. So, don't forget to subscribe, comment below, and if ever meron pa kayong mga questions, willing akong sagutin sila. And somehow, if you still have other discussions or other topics that you want me to discuss, feel free to comment below because I will consider it. And maybe I will also give you a shout out next time that we will be having our session. So ito pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na mag-teach Sir Ash. At lagi mong tatandaan na masarap matuto ng mathematics kapag tayo ay nagsasama-sama. God bless you all and